I mean, my unpopular opinion is that I think this word, if it ever had a reason to be used in our profession here, it has lost all meaning by now. I can very well understand why people came up with this word because, I mean, I already talked about like this paradigm shift that people sensed when, like, yeah, this where developers thought monitoring is just an ops concern, and ops people were monitoring by just probing the HTTP ports or something, or pinging the server or something like that, and staring at dashboards. And yeah, when people realized this is not enough, and then you started to realize there's so much more you need it for other things, like just keeping your site up. We didn't even talk about things like capacity planning. I mean, we talked about business a bit, right? And then all those like different signals you have. So I totally understand that some people felt this urge, we need a new word for that, right? But then I don't know, like observability, arguably it's coming from control theory, and I mean, I think control theory is super relevant for monitoring, right? But it's a rather specific theory. And like just taking a single technical term from a theory and telling everyone this is now the new word, I don't know. Like it's, I'm more a fan of, instead of overgeneralizing a very specific term, just take the existing terms and appreciate and acknowledge that we have all very different ideas what that term actually means, and try to find like a wider, more common understanding of that term, right? Now, of course, the problem was also that then people used this word observability to essentially say, so you are just doing monitoring, but I'm doing observability, or my product, my software project is an observability project, and yours is just a monitoring project. And then it became a bit of like a word to fight over. What that means is then the marketing people will pick it up, right? And then someone came up with the legendary 3 pillars of observability, which sounds so great. And I mean, it was, as a concept, it really conveyed some insight and some widening of ideas. But of course, everyone picked it up. The marketing people picked it up. And then it was used so much that it became like, then people had to discuss why 3 pillars of observability isn't enough. So you run in circles. You have the same thing. And I don't know, like, of course, I was brought up at Google essentially where they just called in monitoring, and they had tracing before people knew what it was, and all those things, right? And we just called it monitoring, and it just worked fine, right?